So this footage we're going to be looking at was taken in Caney, Kansas last week. Caney is located along US Highway 75, which runs from Oklahoma into Kansas. It's the first town across the Kansas border. In these shots, you will see this plain-looking hill surrounded by a fence, which is directly north of a Caney Valley High School parking lot and across the road from the local Sonic. As you can tell, there's nothing really out of the ordinary or spectacular about this small hill. But the reason why I decided to do a video about it is because of its interesting backstory. This hill, surrounded by a fence, is actually a giant pile of contaminated soil. I know this because I did a story about it when I worked for a newspaper in nearby Independence, Kansas. Apparently, many years ago, there was a zinc plant or some sort of industrial facility on this land that left behind a lot of pollutants. And eventually, many years later, the government put pressure on the company, or rather the company's successors, because the plant had long been closed, to get rid of the contaminated soil. Thus, about 20 years ago, they allowed the company to remediate the site by moving the majority of the polluted soil, all the major polluted soil, into this giant pile. And they set up the fence around it to prevent access, and that satisfied the government that the site was now remediated because all of the soil had been removed and enclosed, all of the contaminated soil. I remember asking somebody during an interview, I believe it was a representative of the company that was doing the cleanup, on why they didn't haul away all the contaminated soil far off to someplace else. And he basically admitted, in a manner of speaking, that that was way too expensive and that they prefer to clean up contaminated soil by moving it to a closed-off spot on site, when the government will allow it, I suppose. Anyway, this manner of cleaning up contaminated soil is not uncommon, apparently. And if you have a place in your community, your town, maybe an industrial area or a formerly industrial area, where you see a fenced-off land with hardly any signs except to say keep out, and nothing else really going on there, there's a good chance it's fenced off because it's contaminated soil. That's definitely a possibility. And that is the case with this land north of Caney Valley High School in Caney, Kansas. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video interesting, and please subscribe to the channel.